When you can't think, what do you do? All your dead-end attempts lead.
We are the Kadie Lynn Band, and this is our newest release called Good Goodbye. Someone I could trust. Tried to turn our hopes and dreams to dust. It got them shut, so I'm out the door. Didn't know that I was keeping score. Your bad choice, bad guys, it's a bad that I won't break. This is starting better and good. And some bad lies, but I won't cry. This is not good, good, good.
I'm Roger Protector, and this is Behind the Red Car. Today's guest, Kadie Lynn. This is Kadie Lynn, everybody.
Hi.
Kadie Lynn, let your band introduce yourself. Who's this guy over here?
My name's Greg. I play lead guitar.
Billy Lomax, drums.
Chris, Coley guitar.
Keith Shannon, bass.
And hi, I'm Katie. I sing and I play guitar. Yeah.
Multiple talents here. I like it. It is cool. All right. So, for people who don't know you guys, what kind of music do y'all play?
Well, a lot of people know me for country. We're getting kind of closer to rock these days, the way I like it. But we'll be playing some originals and stuff.
That's what we want.
Some newer originals as well.
Oh,
The newest one that's released, and then one that was like we wrote 2 weeks ago.
You tell me stuff that is not out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We're really excited about these, and we're hoping to hopefully get them recorded soon if we can all get together and do that.
So y'all have like a studio where you have people record for you?
Well, we've been thinking about where I did The Chase with David Jarvis.
Okay.
I really like that studio a lot, and we're talking about hopefully
Name
getting back
drop
there.
David Jarvis.
Well, dude,
She looked at the camera when she said it too.
I did.
That's our guy.
But yeah, we really like that studio a lot, and I'm hoping to go back there, if not for these songs, for something else for sure.
Christopher Billick.
Yep, he's a badass.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So really, I like to find out what drives people to play live music.
Right.
So, what got you started and what keeps you going?
Well, honestly, we'll get to what got us started. that's the.
Well, I
one
mean,
part.
as a person, as I go around the room,
Right.
from every individual, like what made each one of you want to pick up your instrument and play it every day? Same question for everybody.
Me? Am I starting?
He can go. You can.
You
Okay.
go. We'll go in
You don't have to
circles.
answer every
I
question.
know my answer. So basically, you know, I played hockey and stuff growing up, and you know, obviously played, you know, some sports and stuff like that. It's basically the camaraderie with the crowd. I get pumped up off of that, and so I just try to rock out and give my best so that they freak out about it. Whenever people love it, then I've done my job, and it feels good. So
Okay, that's a cool answer there.
I was born into music. My dad's a preacher, and I started playing at church as a child, and just my whole family, I've always been involved in music. So
Did you play drums in the church?
yes,
Okay, a church with drums, man. Never been to one of those.
it's a full gospel. Some people call it Pentecostal. You know, they ain't eating snakes and shit or none of that. Whatever they do with them, but you know, I think that might be more Southern Baptist. I don't know.
Oh, okay. As a child, I went to Southern
Fire
Baptist,
and
and
brimstone.
my stepfather, he would play guitar in honky tonks on Friday and Saturday nights, but then on Sunday morning, he'd be playing the guitar in church.
Oh yeah.
And so, we never had drums, but that's kind of cool.
you gotta love the dichotomy.
I know, I love it. Whatever, right? So,
I've just always had a natural affinity towards music.
but I mean, there's no artist that you guys like. You just like.
As I grew and got into certain bands, sure, you know, there were certain guitarists that I want to pick that up and do what he's doing. But I was always drawn to it as a young kid. I mean, I made drum set out of boxes. I'd pick up my dad's guitar and play.
Oh, so
it.
you were drumming you're multiple talented here.
I've got all the instruments at home.
Oh, okay. So
He owns a lot of instruments.
so you don't just stick to the you bass or guitar?
Guitar.
Okay, sorry.
I'm bass.
You're the bass. Well, what makes you want to play the bass every day?
Well, so I grew up playing tuba in high school. So
We get a lot of that around here.
very nerdy
Of course
instrument.
you did. Everybody in the band that would have played 2 minutes. You would have been the last one I picked, actually.
Well, so you've been playing bass.
You're the
for a
big
while.
guy. You're
much,
carrying
yeah.
the tuba.
They have tuba practice over here every weekend. Not here, but like across the street or something.
We got to
But,
incorporate it, man.
Yeah. But as far as being on stage, I mean, these guys know. I mean, off the stage, I'm like really like laid back and introverted. I've got a joke here or there, but I'm usually just kind of sitting back watching everybody else. But up on stage, I get to be a different person. I get to be the fool because that's what people expect. They want the show. They want to see people up there having fun, and that really attracts me to it.
Okay. But no artist, then you don't like just have a bass player that sticks out that goes, man, that dude's awesome. I want to be as good as him.
I mean, there's a lot of bass players.
There's a lot of
It's
them.
awesome, but I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
there's bass players, and then there's famous bass players, and there's famous guitarists, and most of the famous bass players are famous for something other than bass. Like Sting, he played with the Police, did really famous basses, but you know him more for singing.
And I've
So-
also noticed that a lot of the bass players that like, you know, a certain bass player like Cliff Burton or something like that, they kind of go over the top with what they're doing. And Cliff Burton wouldn't have worked out in every band, you know. So like, man, I feel like he's really solid as a bass player and stays
thank
in
you.
the pocket because he, you know, just wants to be a part of the show, not necessarily
show.
just be like that badass bass player.
And not because I suck it.
No, and then he doesn't suck on top of that
An
too.
underrated bass player for me is Michael Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, his backups, him and Eddie Van Halen, they backed up all the Van Halen backup vocals, and jeez, people don't like Van Halen, whatever, but
He had the really high harmony vocal, right?
they're just beautiful. I mean, I don't know.
And then that too. You know, all three of us back her up on vocals, and that's one.
I think I got some harmony going.
Yeah, we
That's-
first started with the band. It was just Kadie. We could not get anyone that could sing harmony, and then we
Oh,
looked
yeah,
into getting all of these
quartet.
guys in, and now it's like a 4-piece harmony, you know, and it's just pretty awesome.
All right, so I gotta ask this one. How long has this been together as the Kadie Lynn band, or Kadie Lynn, however you want to call it?
Well, me and this one have been together for 4 years now.
Going on it somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere like 4
I've known her since she was like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. And
Interesting.
And I'm the next oldest member, a year and a half. Well, it's not quite 2 years.
I don't know. I can't keep up. And Keith came around, you said a year in February, right?
Yeah, about a year. And
And
that's its own story. So we can get to that one later.
And then Chris came around in August, but I'm really happy with what we have now, and I really think we're super solid, and we got the right people to write.
And we had a lot
Right,
of
everything.
we had a lot
Yeah.
of badass musicians, but just
The-
attitudes
And
and egos and stuff. We finally found
the people.
where we're a family. We
Yeah.
can sit together and bullshit
That's,
off stage.
that's not
and,
to say
you
it's
know,
always easy,
So-
though.
right. Yeah, we have our clashes, but family, that's part of
What
it.
Yeah,
happened?
you got it right. So a thought I have is, for people that know your music, they know you'd call it country or bluegrass or I don't
mean-
know the name, but anyway, you say you want to go to rock and roll.
Yeah, y'all,
All right.
y'all see
I'm-
here.
All right, so now what is your ideal female rock star? Because you're going to be the lead. I mean, so where you at? Joan
My
Jett?
idea?
I know.
My
I
idea.
can guess. Starts with a J.
Hey, yeah, Ginger is
Okay,
a
that-
big inspiration
Okay.
for mine. During COVID, that's about all I did when I was
Advice.
stuck
We
at
can't
home.
understand it.
Well, she has some very beautiful.
Okay,
music.
I mean,
It's like
I-
jazzy and stuff. So.
At my older age, I've gotten to where if I can't understand your lyrics, I'm not even gonna give it a shot. I mean, I love rock and roll. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, she sings
I've
a
listened
lot.
to
She
some
does-
crap.
Yeah, like one of her songs it's literally it starts out a really like mid-tempo soft song,
Yeah.
and then it breaks into that.
I mean, because it seems like you have
The
some,
one that everybody does the reactions to?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it
And then
seems
her
like
new song, Wallflower, I like a lot.
I mean, it
It's
seems like your voice has some. You have some range in your voice.
Yeah, actually, what I've been doing lately is warming up with Ginger on my way to shows. That's what I did on the way here.
Oh,
But
Wear yourself out doing that.
I've always thought Katie's like a really old soul as far
yeah,
as
I
she
was
loves
raised,
the Beatles.
Yeah, I was raised when I was going to daycare. Me and my dad would listen to 92.5 on the way there every morning. And I remember loving Journey, and I loved the crap out of Van Halen when I was a kid. I got an MP3 player, and it was just like all Bad Company.
You could have stopped it
all
all
that-
over Van Halen. You know, when I was a kid.
I mean, I'm
No, I'm
saying,
kidding. I'm
like,
playing.
when I was a young kid. And
What was the Sorry.
I've always really been into rock more. Country was just, the thing that was going around. And, where we're at, everyone does country just about. And, that's what we saw most of. And I was just trying to get into music and want to do stuff. So I was kind of not
being
copying
being a kid
everyone.
from East
but,
Texas.
But you grow up in that scene and, if you do stuff. Like, I used to do some Green Day song a long time ago. And everyone would just look at me like
You
what are
heathen.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
and it's really easy to get gigs booked whenever you're out in these
Yeah,
places.
and when you're
play
doing country, you get gigs no matter really what you do.
And all they want to hear is cover songs that
Yeah,
they know.
exactly.
Boot, scoot, and boogie.
I mean,
Yeah.
same old shit.
There is a nice little spot though as far as that scene goes out in Ben Wheeler.
Yeah.
There's a bar called the Forge, and people out there really just enjoy music, and they want to hear the covers, but at the same time you can also mix in your original.
Yeah, the singer-songwriters seem to do well out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're really starting to open up the music out there, and there's a lot of talent running around too.
yeah. And I just moved out to Midlothian, so I'm closer to the Dallas area, closer to the rock scene, more out of East Texas. So
I mean, Midlothian is you can go to Dallas or you can go to Fort Worth.
Yeah, you're about a
Yeah.
half hour.
yeah.
It's a good middle point.
Now I knew.
Unless there's construction on 287.
When there's one
Sore
lane.
subject, bro.
Yeah,
Very
very
sore
let's
sore
don't
subject.
talk, let's don't talk construction in Dallas, okay? Because it's all fucked up. They're never going to finish 35. Let's face it, okay?
Well, it'll need to be bigger by the time they do.
A new, I call it new. Sorry, a recent female rock band I've heard is the pretty reckless. I swear in my head that is a cover song. That Death by Rock and Roll.
I mean,
And I've looked it up and it says it's not a cover song, but the first time I heard it, I knew the words. And I'm like,
Wow.
how the fuck do I know the words to this song? It's got to be an old song.
I mean, a lot of
You know what I'm
songs
talking
are
about, right? Death by
predictable.
Rock and
I know. You know who she is, right?
No, I mean, I've heard.
Cindy Lou Who.
She's a little girl from some
Cindy
movie.
Lou Who.
The Grinch movie.
The Grinch. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't keep up with that Hollywood shit. You know.
She was born in 03, so.
Cindy Lou Who.
My daughter was born in 01. That's funny. Okay. That's fun. So, your rock and roll you're going to, you're going heavy metal rock and roll or just like...
I don't really. I want to get to the point where like we can add some like Ginger-esque stuff, like not like screaming all the way through, but just like an occasional scream here and there. I want to get to that point where we throw it in.
Okay.
But I see myself singing. That's what I've been doing my whole life. That's what I've perfected over the year. I say perfected. Try to perfect it. You're always learning, but I'm working on it.
Well, it seems like you've had a good support system.
Absolutely.
I mean, some people, you know, I want to be in a band. I can't go to school.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. And my parents were awesome with that.
Yeah, it's dropped the opposite for her. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, you don't go to school, you sing. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
go to
like
school.
That's pretty cool.
a lot of people don't know this, but I dropped out of school and I got my GED.
They're good.
Two for certain
You got your
person
Jag,
music.
your Gad.
Yeah, because I mean, I wanted to be in public school. I've always been like a super hands-on learner, and I'm ADD all over the place. So working on a computer does not work for me. And I was having to do that throughout AGT and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I want to go to public school when I got into high school. So I went to public school, and I was making straight A's, and like everything was great. Like I was a good student and everything, and then I had to go back to being homeschooled because we started traveling a bunch and doing a lot of studio stuff and reporting and all that. And I like almost failed because of that last semester because I just can't. And I was like losing so much sleep over it and just like freaking out. And my parents were like, "You're smart. You're just not getting to learn the right way." So
It's hard, man.
they-
You're asking a lot of a kid.
yeah, and I mean,
Life of a rock star.
yeah, and I just got to the point where I was like, "Can I please just stop?" Because it was just so much stress, and I wanted to do music, and I was like, I know I'm not stupid. Like if I had the time to sit here and do this, I could probably do it. But
And as far as our rock sound, we don't set out and say, hey, this is going to sound like this.
no,
We
do
just,
whatever
it organically happens. Somebody will play a riff, she'll introduce something, and there's nothing predetermined.
We all bring
So
our own
it could be,
influences into it.
it's going to be what it winds up. I mean,
Well, I mean, there's a lot of country stuff. I don't listen to a lot of it, but there's country stuff now. Like the guitar and stuff in it, to me, sounds better than the rock shit they're playing on the radio sometimes. And
Yeah.
man, there's some
the
great
country's-
country music. You're not going to hear it on
I just don't
the
call
radio.
I just don't call Imagine Dragons rock and roll. I mean,
or
Yeah,
machine
the
gun
country's
Kelly.
kind of where.
I mean, if you look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that, it's
Yeah, let's
like,
put Machine Gun Kelly.
oh,
in.
you're speaking of that guy MGK. I saw
Yes.
somebody posted on April
the
Fool's Day.
System of a
They're
Down.
yeah. Oh, they were like, "This is my new favorite song," and I'm like, "Oh my god, this sounds like shit."
Did you see him
most
cover
monotone.
Paramore?
No, that's the only MGK song I've ever fucking heard.
Don't listen to him do Misery.
Only listen to that because I saw it was on Howard Stern. I haven't listened to Howard in a while, so I was like, "Oh, I like Howard," and like, "No, fuck, that's horrible."
I survived about 12 seconds. I was like, nope.
Yeah, I might have lasted a minute, and I was like, "Come on, it's April Fool's Day."
Once he didn't hit that note, yeah, I was done at the beginning.
Oh my god, I want this guy to be a winner. But
He virtually admitted he was not going to do very good on the beginning of it. He's like, yeah, man, like Sturge is just an awesome singer. I'm just here to
He's
jam."
winning in life in other ways though. So
he really is, but some of that shit's just out there, man. I'm old. Leave me alone. Get off alone!
I like
45.
On Hot Ones is funny.
But as far as country
Hot
music,
Hollins.
It's a show where people go through and eat wings with different
Yes.
sauces on them.
Oh
I would die.
no, yeah, I'm not
Oh,
doing
dude,
that.
it's hilarious. Like, dude, like they get to the second sauce from the last, and it's just like it kills them every time. They call it the bomb or something like that, and like they just can't talk. And
Post
stuff.
Malone was one of my
They have to
favorites
ask
on that
questions
show.
while they're like eating this stuff, and that they have to try to answer questions in an interview, and
It
it's
just ain't
hilarious.
working.
It's worth watching.
Is there puke bags? Because it sounds like people are puking.
There is a bucket. They also they get to a certain sauce and they're like, please don't touch your face. Don't touch your face.
It's almost
Don't
reminds
touch
me
your
of a
eyes.
clean version of the hot dog eating contest. You know, the 4th of July Nathan's hot dog eating contest. You never heard of this, really?
No.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't even.
I don't like people smacking.
That's
so
before
like,
their time.
And they still
Oh,
do
no,
it.
they're just
I know.
swallowing.
Stuck in the water.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They're not even chewing.
Sound
Yeah,
effects.
that's true. They dunk
Coney
it in water
Island,
and they
New
shove it in,
York.
man.
Coney
I
Island.
mean, when
New
you're
York.
dipping your hot
I've
dog
been
bun
there.
into the
That's
water,
awesome.
Yeah, I rode
To
the
eat it.
Cyclone.
Okay,
Just-
they.
They've been
roller
running that
coaster
thing
that's
since
been there.
like the 40s.
No, yeah, it had been there for 95 years, and I got a T-shirt when I was there. That was a few years ago. But
That's another thing I was going to ask you. How far have you traveled with your?
I haven't gone out of the U.S. sadly.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. You're still young.
Yeah.
Didn't you go to the Caribbean? Who did you sang for some king or something?
Yeah, in the Bahamas.
Bahamas.
I didn't know that.
The Prime Minister. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Did you go to Atlantis?
No.
No. That's the only
I
place
didn't have time. I was there to sing. So.
Oh, that's cool. Well, no, that's the
Yeah.
hotel.
No, I know, but
Then
we were on a
stay-
cruise ship.
Oh,
Off
cool.
the
Yeah.
sunken city.
We had stopped in the Bahamas.
All right, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
But you asked me a question. I don't remember what it was. I was gonna answer it. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Cheating.
All right, well, shit,
Dropping
man.
out of it ain't as bad as it used to be anyway. So.
Nah.
Having fun with this interview, man. Yeah, talk about hot dogs and shit.
Yeah, we went from music to hot sauce to hot dogs.
I got PTSD from CSI watching in the hot dog eating contest stuff. So.
Oh wow, yeah, man, it's good stuff. But, man,
Let's get back to music.
I'm ready to hear the music's what I'm ready to hear. Right, you guys ready to?
We're ready
I
to
think
do
we're
it.
ready.
You are, man.
Well, shit, I'll call it a wrap. Wrap.
Right.
Thank you.
Boom. All right.
This next song is it's one of our newest songs. We got together with it and kind of started just practicing it like 2 weeks ago, and it's called Over Again. Hope you guys like it. Is it sweet? Did I really make out despair? 'Cause I still don't feel comfortable the way I know I should. Is there a moment, some time, sun is showing that this is right? I just can't say, oh, it's not in the wind. There's something much missing. Oh, it's not my baby that I just wanna believe it. If you'll never leave it, I just wanna believe it. Oh, and start over again. You see, the walls are built to keep me satisfied, and my heart needs to breathe. So fill my lungs and make me feel alive. There's always a moment when nothing seems right. I know that it's nothing. We'll be just fine. But I just can't say, oh, it's long in the wind. There's nothing much to say. Oh, it's not my baby now. I just wanna believe it. You can never leave it. I just wanna believe it. Oh, and start over again. This is another new song of ours, and it's called Tidal Wave. I can feel you.